To so
We'll
that
get
I
that
don't
started.
forget.
Wait for a few people to hop in here. I know it takes a couple of seconds to get everybody transferred into the breakout room.
We're gonna get this rocking and rolling. Okay, so hopefully you guys let
We
me
did some
know.
Irish theme slides because it's St. Patrick's. Well, it's March, and we had St. Patrick's Day. And
Yeah,
for those of you that don't know, Joey and I actually met on St. Patrick's Day, so it's one of our probably our favorite holiday.
it
Actually,
is. It
it's our
is.
favorite holiday, hands down.
Yep. All right.
And if you don't consider it a holiday, you should.
You should. All right, so pop in the chat. Just let me know that you guys can see the screen. Hey guys, I need your social help. I stink at social media. Well, we are definitely going to be talking about that today on how to be getting better at social media. That is for sure. Let me get some of these things here.
Trying to. We're live on our TikTok accounts too, so I'm trying to balance my phone on a charger.
They see it. All right, all right, all right. So tonight,
Perfect.
hi guys, I am Joey Lee. This is my husband, Alex Lee. We are also going to have Krista Kenyon talking to us today, also all about social media. So we're going to be kind of talking about a couple of specific topics. And some of the things we're going to be talking about is if I was to start on social media today, what would I do?
Yeah.
What are
What are
some of
the
the things I would focus on?
yeah, what are like some three things that we would focus on that would help us get success faster, be more consistent, like just all the things that we've kind of learned over the years. Like, again, taking what we've learned and being like, all right, if we were to start today, and I know some of you have dabbled in social media, some of you, are just learning, some of you stink at it, like you say, but that's okay. We're going to help.
Yes, exactly. So if we were to start, number one, get posting consistently for 30 days. And don't worry, we are going to be going into these in more detail, but we want you to be consistent. The algorithm loves consistency and it's whatever it's going to be for you. Number two, use proven hooks and use story hooks. Number three is build a healthy obsession, again, healthy obsession with the energy that you bring into your videos. So let's dive into it. So first things first, that if we were starting today on social media is posting consistently. Now we want you to post consistently for you. If you are someone who has just been a scroller and you haven't been interacting with anything, if you are someone that maybe you haven't posted a lot, okay, your consistency might look differently than someone that has been on social media for a little bit, but they kind of start and stop and start and stop. So if you're a new person, and definitely pop in the chat what kind of person you feel that you are. Like, are you one that's just kind of like there in the background, scrolling on people's stuff, maybe giving a little heart or maybe a comment once in a while? Or are you someone that's a little bit more consistent, but you still need a little more help? So something to kind of be as a target is posting 3 times a day. Now this is that could be like posting on Facebook, posting a reel on TikTok or on Instagram, but you kind of want to be figuring out what is going to be your consistency. And if you can do 3 times a day, that's awesome. And doing this for 30 days. Now, this is not to get a million views. This is not to get a bunch of followers or even to sell a bunch of product. This is literally to get you into the habit of being consistent and showing up.
My turn?
Yes.
Okay. I was like, as we're doing the slides, I was like, hey, this is the slide I'll talk about. But I was like, oh, go ahead. No. So again, like Joey was saying, like, the whole part about being consistent and especially like in the beginning, like as you're trying to figure out like your posting style, whether again you're using Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, like the more consistent you can be and like the more times you can do that in the beginning like is really going to help you find like a good creative flow. And like again, like if you're like, oh, some of you might be like, oh my god, I have no idea how I'd make 3 TikToks in a single day kind of thing. Like if you're kind of pushing and challenging yourself, what's going to end up happening is like you're going to be building the habit of like seeing things, recognizing things that like, oh, I can make a TikTok out of this, or I can make a Facebook post about this, and just being like, all right, well, how can I make more content? And like a great example of this is every like piece of software or cell phone like you get, as soon as you get it out of the box, like what's the first thing that happens? It gets an update, and then like a week later you get another update and update this that it's like they're never complete.
Yeah.
So I think oftentimes like when people like are thinking about the content that they're making, like they get either analysis paralysis or they're like trying to make sure it's perfect, and the reality is like nothing's perfect. Like done is better than perfect. So if you can like just focus on like, all right, I just need to start getting things done, and for over like the next 30, 60, 90 days, however many days it takes to like build that kind of muscle. So it'd be no different if you're going to the gym, like, hey, you're gonna be sore after, like it's gonna be a little rough, but as you get through it and do more, like you're just gonna get better and better at it. And another example of this is when I played football in high school. We'd always start practicing in the summer, and we called them two-a-days. So hey, we had essentially two practices in a single day for the first few weeks leading up to the football season. And then once we got into the football season, all right, well now, we're school started up and everything else. So we're just down to one practice in a single day. But that beginning phase of, hey, like we're doing two-a-days, X, Y, and Z, it's allowing us to kind of just push ourselves, like create like a slingshot type effect. So again, like just don't worry about being perfect. Don't worry about getting followers or what people are going to think or this or that. Like literally just kind of get started and then focus on every day just getting a little bit better and better and better. And then like before you know it, you'll have like a good routine. And I know Joey and I, have done challenges, challenged ourselves like this in the past. It's had great payoffs, especially when you get in a bit of a slum, like all of a sudden, like, oh, we're realizing we're not posting as consistent. Like we need
Yep.
to kick it into overdrive, and this is a great way to do that.
Exactly. And so, one of the things with this and why it's so important to stay consistent is you're going to start realizing that your mind kind of makes a shift and you go, oh, I could make that into a post. Or, oh, I can make that into a reel. I know the sound that I could make that into. Or you see a reel or a TikTok and you go, oh my goodness, my dog's sitting here right next to me. I could make the same exact thing. You film it, you put the text on the screen, and then you post it. So you will, as you get better and as you are getting more consistent, then you are going to actually, you're going to be quicker and you're going to be able to act quicker because you're not overthinking, because you're just like, nope, I'm going to be consistent. I'm going to post once a day. I'm going to post one TikTok every single day for 30 days. And that's what I'm going to do. Even if it's a silly, dumb one, like some people put in there looking dumb or weird. Oh my goodness. Do you know how many like views and things I got because I was weird? Because other people are weird and they want to find the other weird, dumb people out there too. Not that you're dumb, you're not, but you know what I mean? Like we want to find our people, and I want to find the weird people. I don't want the people that are just like, oh my gosh, look at me, I'm so pretty. Like, no, that's not relatable. So be relatable because there's other people on the internet that want to find you. Now, I will say, so Krista, Kenyon, we are going to be bringing you in because you are like I am so proud of her. She's been working on something since August, and we had a call earlier this week, and we said, Krista, done is better than perfect. And she took immediate action, and she right away got that newsletter out that she's been working on since August. And so I'm so stinking proud of her, and she got it out and she felt so much better about it. So Krista, I want you to pop in. I know you've been very good and being consistent, even though social media has been hard and weird for you. but you've been super consistent. So pop in here and let us know some of the things that have been working for you on Facebook and those types of things.
Okay. So yeah, thanks, Joey. So yeah, social media was never my thing. I was never consistent. I was a scroller. I would, most of my posts are my daughter's dog show brags, that sort of thing. But we did some, I don't know, a lot of you I know were in the Power Pack over the summer. And I learned a lot from Kristen Boss, and I started applying everything that we were learning. And so for me, what has been working is I have been super consistent with posting a minimum of 5 to 7 stories every day. And it seems to me that more people see your stories as opposed to your posts. So algorithms, that sort of thing, that I don't, whatever. I don't fully understand how all that works, but the stories, for whatever reason, work. And I'm getting close to the 30 plaque controls now, and it's all been through stories. I think I do have a couple posts in there where people have reached out and asked questions and then purchased the plaque control. So stories is definitely like my favorite place, and that's where I've been seeing the most action. And it's just because I've been showing up consistently and doing the things. And you guys, so the interesting thing about stories is they're only up for 24 hours, right? So you don't have to worry about them being imperfect. Just post. I am often out in the barnyard in my pajamas, and you can tell I'm in my pajamas if you're paying attention. I don't care. This is real life. And so you want to show up and be authentic and be yourself, right? So that's what I do, pajamas or not. um, Another thing is if you guys show up to these calls every week. So, Joey, if you want to, let's just give everybody something that they can post in their story right now. If you want to clear your screen, show everyone's little squares, everyone get your cameras out and smile and take a picture. And there you have it, guys. You have a story post, and you can create some FOMO in your stories by saying, Thursday nights with my paw peeps are the best. And your people who see that are going to be like, who are paw peeps? And what is this all about? And they might reach out to you and start asking some questions. So simple things like that can be in your stories that really get people's attention. Another one, Joey, if you watch her stories, she's always showing you how she's feeding her dogs. We all have pets on this call, right? Or most of us at least. Show that. Dawn mentioned unboxing. So when you receive your pawTree order every month, do a live, go live. Or lay it all out on the floor and take a picture and put it in your stories. My monthly pawTree box. So many things. Just it doesn't matter what it is. Take a walk to your mailbox. I like to take a picture of my street because it's just a tunnel of trees. It's beautiful. People like seeing simple things. It doesn't have to be fancy. And the beauty too with stories is that you can go ahead and post those pawTree graphics in your stories, and you can put your link on them too. So way better, doing that as a post, not such a great idea if you're going to post pictures of the products. Make it your own in your news feed, but in your stories, you can go ahead and show those graphics. Another one, if you watch or if you look at Amy Johnson's stories, oftentimes she has her coffee cup. Simple, right? So I just gave you guys 4 or 5 ideas of stories that you can post. And again, don't think too much about it. Like Joey said, just do it. Don't worry about it being perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. So that's what's been working for me. So I will hand it back to Joey and Alex.
All right, perfect. Thank you. Yeah, I know you've been really consistent with posting about plaque control and getting conversations started. So that's one of the biggest things is we want you guys to be creating content that creates conversations, and that's how you get the conversions for helping you guys with sales.
Yeah, I always love to say that conversations create customers. So make those posts, have those conversations. And one thing I'm going to add too is if you're posting on your news feed or even in your stories, if anybody who comments on your content, make sure you're responding to every single one of those comments. 5 words or more is kind of the key there. But if they just give you like an emoji, then you can give an emoji back in your reply. But always make sure that you're replying to all comments.
Yep. 100%. And I will say, for a little tip for TikTok, TikTok likes you to stay in your lane. So one of the things that I have done is I've been very, very consistent over the last like 2 years of posting about allergies. So for me, allergies in dogs and cats is a big thing. I've had multiple dogs and multiple cats. So I can talk about all of the things around allergies, but it's not always like, hey, this is like go buy my product kind of a thing. It's all education about allergies. And so because I've been consistent, I have had a video that I posted, I don't know, a year and a half ago. It still gets comments every single day that I can start conversations with or directing people. So sometimes the consistency, which I even if you guys were in the Power Pack and Kristen was talking about it, just because you are consistent for say 2 months or 3 months, it may take a little while longer, that fourth month, before you start seeing it. So if you're someone who's just been a scroller, which I saw some of those in the chat, guys, I saw some of those scrollers, you want to be consistent with interacting with other people, but also posting. So there's quite a few things of consistency between being interactive with other people, but also actually posting that we want you guys to be consistent with. So next up, we are going to be doing proven, we like the hooks, the thing that stops people in their tracks and makes them go, ooh, what does she got to say? Because it sounds good. So Alex is going to talk more about what is a hook.
Yeah, so as far as hooks go, it's usually the thing, whether you're scrolling social media or watching videos, TV, different things like that. There's usually some sort of hook or something that catches your attention. So, it could be on Facebook and Instagram. A lot of times it's image based. It can be text based, and it's just it's just some way to grab your attention, and then like it kind of sucks you into the rest of the video or the rest of the post, and you kind of keep on reading and different things like that. So really, like this is like your attention grabber kind of thing. So those of you that are married or not, like or have a significant other, sometimes it's really difficult. Like you'll start talking, and then all of a sudden, I'm speaking for Joey at this point. Joey will start talking to me. I'm not listening at all. Like I'm just not listening
Yeah,
because like I don't know if she's sending a voice note or she doesn't have my attention. So she needs something to get my attention. So usually she has to like kind of call my name or this or that to get my attention. So I start listening to her, and that's really what a hook is. You're not calling somebody out directly at their name out directly, or I mean I guess maybe you could,
yeah.
but it's going to be something like, hey, if you're a dog parent that has, or yeah, like if you have a dog that has allergies, then you need to watch the rest of this video, or you need to look at this. Again, oh, I have a dog that has allergies. I mean, you would stop and be like, oh, what does she have to say, kind of thing. So again, it's something that's going to stop somebody from scrolling, get their attention, and like pay attention to you.
Yep. And so these can be a visual hook. Maybe it's moving into the screen. Maybe it is a flash or some sort of movement. Like if you're doing a video, this can be done for your stories. This can be done for reels. And so that in itself could be a visual hook. The words that you're saying, the words that are on the screen, these are all different kinds of hooks to stop people from scrolling and be able to look at your stuff. Or like Alex said, maybe it's a very cute picture of you and your dog. Because I will say, The number one thing that gets people to stop is your face. The second thing is pets' faces. So if you can get you and your pet's face into an image on Facebook or on Instagram, people will stop and take a look at it because those are the two biggest things that they're going to stop and look at.
I guess the other thing that you could really think of hooks as, any of you that have been around social media for any amount of time will probably have heard the term clickbait. Clickbait is usually a term that's thrown around when somebody is showing one thing to get people to click on it, and then once you click on it, it has nothing to do with that. We don't want to do that. But we like that kind of hook idea where it's like, oh, what's going to get people to click, to expand the post or stay and watch your video, whatever the case may be.
Yep. So as some of your homework, I want you guys to be more aware when you are on social media, either tonight if you're still in your scroll hole or tomorrow. I want you guys to be very diligent when it comes to social media and kind of get yourself out of, I'm just going to consume and be entertained. I want you guys to take a step back, and I want you guys to go and scroll Facebook. Not right now. You guys got to listen to us right now. But for like 5 minutes, go scroll Facebook. What makes you stop and write that down? Was it the image that somebody posted? Was it just because it was somebody that you knew? On Instagram, what made you, what type of image or what kind of first line made you stop? When you're on TikTok or on Reels and you're scrolling, what made you stop and actually watch that video for more than 3 seconds? Write those things down and then immediately go and make the same video with the same kind of hook. And don't worry, I'm going to be giving you guys some hook examples, but use hooks that have worked for other people. It's a great place to start. If you find something, or maybe it's an ad. I get a lot of things like right now, the Finn allergy supplements, because I get a lot of those advertisements because I save their videos because their hooks are so good, because they're all about allergies. So if it works for another allergy company, why would I not go and use that same darn hook, right? So use proven hooks that have worked for other videos or for people who are just like you, that what made you stop is also going to make other people that you want to connect with, going to make them stop.
We did get one question. What's the best length for Reels and TikTok? It's really going to depend.
Over a minute, usually.
Yeah.
Have been getting pushed out more recently.
Yeah. So, but that's what I'm going to say. It's going to depend, because if you're new at it, to kind of create a interesting TikTok or video for a minute or longer,
somebody for a minute,
yeah, is going to be a little bit more difficult than like, hey, I got maybe there's this trending sound and I'm just going to kind of do something to that trending sound, or this kind of quick little 8 to 15, 20-second video might be a little bit easier to keep people watching for the whole time. Because if you have, say, a 2-minute long video and everybody's clicking off or scrolling past it within the first 5 seconds, it's gonna like poo-poo your algorithm.
Yeah, Mindy, I think you said that you were one that was just kind of scrolling. So I would find some easy trending things where there's a lot in the pet space where you can get with your pets and just and film something very short, just to get into the habit of actually filming something. So that's what we would recommend for you. But yes, like Alex said, it is like the first hook, but you do want to make sure that you are keeping people's attention, which can be you filming something for maybe 5-10 seconds of value, stopping your camera, and then starting it up again. Or maybe it's changing the angle of your camera, because that in itself, when it changes, then it's going to keep people's attention because something was different. So if you're adding that value, you can be doing some small things like that are very simple to be able to do. So next up is also what's worked for you in the past. If you've had a post that did really well, go back and look. What was it? What was it about that post? Was it the thing that you posted? Was it the image? Those kinds of things. I know I gotta go a little bit faster. Next, we're gonna talk about story hooks. So storytelling hooks. Now this can be done a lot in like Instagram, either in your actual stories for Instagram and Facebook, or you can also do these. So make sure you're taking a little screenshot of this so you guys can keep track of them. But also you can be, this is really good for Instagram and TikTok Reels. So as an example, I did X every single day for the past X days, months, years. And so this is a storytelling hook. So this is an example for you. I gave Keaton and Honcho a dental chew every single day for the past 5 months, and now Keaton's breath is fresher and Honcho's few remaining teeth are healthier than ever. And now I gave Keaton and Honcho a dental chew every single day for the past 5 months, and I cannot wait to show you guys their results. Or this is what happened. You see how you're kind of starting with a little bit of a story, because people are like, oh, she gave a dental chew every day. I want to see what happened. I want to know what the end of this story is. Or if you had told me X years ago that I'd be doing this, I wouldn't have believed you. So if you had told me 2 years ago that a simple chew would prevent another dental disaster like my cat Honcho, I wouldn't have believed you. So you're like, wait a second, there's something happened with her cat. Like, I need to know more. So you can see how some of these are kind of starting to tell a story. Today I woke up and felt blank. Today I woke up and felt relieved that Keaton's breath no longer makes me gag thanks to this new chew or thanks to this new dental routine that we're doing. So again, hurry up and take a screenshot of these storytelling hooks. And another piece of homework is to be using some of these hooks as some of your reels, or like in your reels, or even starting your stories. So your actual stories for Instagram and Facebook, you can be starting these to kind of, again, hook people in for your stories. All right, this is our third tip, that if we were starting on social media today, the other third thing that would be important to note.
Yep. I do really quick want to go back to consistency. You don't have to move
Okay.
with that. Right there is fine. Is I know a lot of you are like, well, I'm scared of looking stupid. I kind of saw some of the things in the chat where I'm scared of looking stupid or silly or blah, blah, blah. You know, guess what? Like in the beginning, you are going to suck. Like it's okay. But the good thing is nobody's really going to see it anyways. So like, you got that going for you.
Yeah.
So like, don't really worry about that. Like, just focus on getting better.
Exactly.
But no, yeah, or like bringing energy to your videos or energy to your content and stuff. I am not a strong writer by any means. Video is much more my style. So I can't really talk about like bringing energy into your writing and captivating and things like that. I just never did never did well in English, period. So I'm mainly going to be talking about videos. And, you know, the interesting thing is the way that I shoot videos versus Joey and versus like other people. Like we all have like a different kind of vibe and different energy and stuff. So like you don't have to pretend to be like something you're not. I usually just say like if you could just like amp it up, like just turn it up a little bit of like who you actually are. Like how everybody says, like, oh, the camera adds 10 pounds. Well, the camera also like takes your energy level down. Like, so you need to just kind of bring it up to
pump it up.
Yeah, just to so you show up better. And show a little bit more of your energy. And again, maybe you have like a very kind of calm, relaxed energy. I know I saw Melanie Daybell on here earlier. Like every time I talk to her, it's just like a very like kind of calm and like so like I think her energy and how she would be showing up in videos is much different than saying, than how my wife would show up on videos. So again, different personalities, different energy, things like that. I don't know if I saw Michelle Taylor on here, but I feel like she would have a completely different energy than Melanie and Heather, who's on here as well. And again, that's okay. At the end of the day, like really what's going to happen is people follow people they want to be like. So like you don't want a bunch of people following like this kind of fake persona that you've made. It's going to be incredibly exhausting to try and keep that up, and then like all your followers are going to be kind of people that maybe there's going to be this disconnect and things like that. So again, like just be authentic, just kind of turn it up a little bit, and go from there.
Yep. And one of the things that you can kind of do is go back through and rewatch some of your videos. Rewatch some of them. Now, with a grain of salt, we can be so dang critical about ourselves. And I'm not saying rewatch it and go, oh my gosh, my hair was a mess that day or whatever it was, but rewatch your videos and be analyzing in a very technical way. Things like, did you say, so, like, how many times did you say those things? Because the one cool thing with at least videos is you can edit those out. You can just, boop, I start a lot of my sentences with so. I know I do that, but in my videos, I can chop that right off. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, and then when you use the wrong there when you're talking, nobody knows. They're not going to comment and say use the wrong there because guess what? They all sound the same. Pet peeve of mine because I can't ever understand the differences between all three of them.
That's a true statement. That's a true statement. But be watching, and then what do you want people that are the way that you just showed up in that video or in your stories? Are those types of people the same type that you're going to want to be drawing in? I know I like high energy. I'm a very high energy person. I'm like a golden retriever, just like, let's go. Like, I'm just like crazy. And I'm drawn to that kind of energy. If someone has a lower energy, I don't tend to watch those videos. But Alex might because he's a lot more low energy than I am. He's more of a basset hound, which is fine.
Yeah.
He's more chill than I am.
Sometimes I just get, yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong
and
with
I know
that.
even I see Cameron was talking about like, hey, I got like lower energy, but my dog's very high energy, so like I kind of play on that contrast. That's awesome. Like I think that works very well.
Mm-hmm.
And again, like there's no sense of trying to be something like you're not.
Yeah.
So again, like just kind of recognize that and like, hey, if you got more of this kind of calming, relaxing energy thing, I'm not saying be boring unless you really like know how to. I know there's some different influencers and content creators out there that really know how to kind of play that deadpan.
Yeah, I've seen some like a cooking guy, and he's like, so when I take butter and chili dogs.
There is a way to do that.
But you got to be good at that.
Yeah.
And I will say too, making sure that your video, especially a video or even in stories, don't leave the millennial pause. Cut that out. Like trim all of that extra dead fat off. We don't want that. That's something that will be kind of bringing that energy up a little bit if you can start your video off versus so hi, how's it going? Okay, so this is what we're going to do today. Like you don't want to be doing that. You want to be starting right into what you're talking about. Even if you do a Facebook Live, starting right in with, hey guys, I'm Joey. Super excited to chat with you today all about social media. This is what we're going to be talking about, XYZ. And then you can go into, great, who do we have here? Krista, awesome. Thanks for popping in. So you don't want to be doing the pausing at the beginning when you're doing these videos because most people are going to watch it on the replay. Most people, especially all of your reels and things, they're going to be scrolling through and they need that quick eye-catching thing right off the bat. So we want you guys to be kind of going through and analyzing what kind of videos rewatch your stories and rewatch your videos and read back through. And also if you're somebody, here's a tip. If you're somebody that doesn't like to write, or if you want to get better at writing, if you see someone that's made a Facebook post, you're like, man, I want to do that. I want to be able to write like that. One of my big things, I've been in network marketing for 10 years now, almost like to the date. If I want to be a top leader, I need to do what the top leaders do. So what I would do is I would find a top leader that I really liked and I really jived with, and I would take her post and I would rewrite it. No copy and paste here, friends. No copy and paste. I would rewrite it in my own voice, but with that kind of style. And now we got ChatGPT, and that thing's for free. So you can take somebody's post that you really like, you can put it into ChatGPT, and they can make it sound like you. But you are starting to train your brain on these are the types of things that I want to be posting about. These are the types of things and how I want to be speaking. This is the type of topic that I want to be talking about and educating people on. So there is a quick tip for you, but we also have a freebie for you guys. So any of you guys that are wanting to get better in your stories, and for Facebook and Instagram, I guess technically you could do this in stories on TikTok as well. But you can text the single word story to that number, 810-243-3305, and I will give you a ChatGPT prompt. It's going to be a little image that you can put into ChatGPT, and it's going to give you stories that you can be, 2 stories per day that you can be posting for the next 2 days. So any of you guys that are on TikTok Live, story at 810-243-3305, and you will get a prompt, and it's going to lay it all out for you for a whole week, and then you can say, hey, give it to me for the rest of the month, and it will give you 2 stories to do every single day, but also engagement, what to do in that story. Maybe it is posting your link, maybe it's adding a poll, or that little like scroll ball or bar. There we go. So it gives you things to make your stories engaging as well. So if you're like, I don't know what to put in my stories every single day, ChatGPT will help you.
Yeah.
So we have a couple of minutes. We only have like 2 or 3 minutes, but if you guys have any questions.
We do have some questions.
Okay.
Dawn, you were asking, so record first, then post. If when she was talking about Facebook Lives, no, like basically what she's saying is like get right into it. Like don't like have this like kind of like hang on, I'm just gonna wait for a few more people to like just get right into it. Because again, a lot of people are watching the replay, things like that. And then also like when you're doing stories and TikToks and stuff, the millennial pause is this kind of like uh I don't know, 2 to 5 second.
Just like a little pause.
There's a
before you
little
start
pause,
talking.
like I don't know. I think because we all grew up with phones that like you'd hit record and then it took a second. Where like now, like recording is instantly. So like again, like just kind of jump right into it.
Yep.
Go ahead, Krista. I'll let you go ahead and add.
One thing I want to stress to you guys as you are showing up consistently in your stories and in your posts and that sort of thing is don't be me. Don't get frustrated when you've been doing it for a couple weeks and you're not seeing any sales or anything like that come out of it. Guys, take it from me when I tell you that it's going to take a good 30 days of you guys being consistent before you really start seeing the results of your consistency come through. And it might take even longer than that before you get somebody who's really wanting to make that purchase from you because of something that they saw in your stories. It takes time. It does not happen overnight. Keep showing up, keep being consistent, and I promise you, it will pay off in the end.
100%. Love it.
Yeah. Do we have any other questions or anything?
I will say this one. So Mindy said, what do you use to trim your videos? So I really love TikToks meaning TikToks and Reels. I love TikTok for their editing platform. It works for my brain. Instagram does not. It doesn't work as well. I'm very much more proficient in TikTok. So when I am making Reels, I will shoot it all in TikTok. I will use its editing platform to trim down the videos. So there's a little button on there it almost looks like a film reel, and you just click on it. It takes it into the editing, and I trim everything down in there. So I really like that.
Put the right number in there, right? Melanie said she was getting an error.
810-243-3305. Yeah. Pretty sure we already had. Uh,
Joey, you have 234 on the screen.
sorry, guys. Oh, that's what happens when I make it like 20 minutes beforehand. So sorry, it is 810-243-3305.
Oopsies. Hey, again, writing's not our strong suit. Neither one of us.
Uh-uh. Oops. Okay, oops. So that one's better. Sorry. Sorry about that, guys.
All right. Well, we got 25 seconds. So thank you, everybody, for joining us.
Yay.
Yeah. So we'll see you back in the main room.
You weren't in that room because there is a lot of